Hope you're doing well. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back. If you are someone new, thank you very much for coming. And you are welcome here, loved and highly cherished. And if you are someone who subscribed already, welcome my team. Thank you so much. I love you guys so much. Everyone who subscribed, you're all amazing, fantastic people. I would not replace you with anything in this world, and you mean a lot to me. Thank you so much for staying, and thank you for your loyalty and for your love. Thank you so much. Okay, so today's video is going to be about a herb that I've been inspired to talk about by spirit, by my ancestors, and it is the licorice root. So licorice, if you know from the sweets, it tastes very interesting when you eat it. And it is one of these sweet things that you can enjoy. Liquorice root is a very well-known plant in Egypt, in Sudan, in Saudi Arabia, in Morocco as well, because these are the areas that it is native to, that it grows in, that it has grown in the beginning, before it spread to the west or to anywhere else. It also grows in Southeast Asia as well, natively there. So these were the two places from times gone that it used to grow. Sufis spread, as we know, they spread everywhere. They were the original carriers of the message, of the original message. They only started 200 years after Prophet Muhammad ﷺ passed on. And they're the oldest one by documentation, oldest kind of tradition in Islam. There are many other traditions. Everyone has their own freedom to choose what they want, of course. And there's nothing against anybody else. But with Sufism, it's very old, and it's known and it's documented. So they used to use licorice initially because they used to be. A lot of them used to be medically inclined and healers, as well as spiritualists. They had this combination, and they were the differentiation between healing physically and spiritually wasn't that big at that time, because obviously now science, in its modern way, has created a rift between these two things. It's claiming a lot of things that are not just because of science. However, at that time, obviously there was no labs, no machines, nothing to test anything with, so everything was kind of spiritual in a way. So it was taken mainly as a tea for digestive things. It's a very sweet root. Take it from the licorice plant, and it's a very sweet tasting root and it doesn't taste like the licorice sweet. It just has a very nice, warm, sweet taste when you taste it as a root. It tastes like a very mild version and tougher version of sugarcane, let's say. That's the closest I could find to describe it. But it is very sweet, and it was taken to help people digest, to help people eat, to help heal the stomach and the intestines, help with digestive problems. In some concoctions that the Sufis made at that time, it was used for chest issues. Also, it was used for anxiety, for depression. It used to help with other things, mental health issues that are named mental health issues now, but in the past they used to be known as just ailments that were ailing the person, and mainly for spiritual reasons, which I still believe is, to be honest, it's really true. Many of these things have spiritual backgrounds that people don't know about. So it was used on the skin as well, made into a tea to calm the skin down, to help with healing, to make the skin pure and supple. It is also very beneficial for hair growth, and it was used to help the hair grow longer. When you get the root is very it comes in it looks like sticks, so it looks like thick shafts of hair already. And in nature you find this thing. It has a name. I don't remember the name now, but the shape of the plant will relate to what it can do. So for example, plants with heart leaves are used for love. Plants with that look like male and female, they are used for love as well. Plants that look like an eye are used for evil eye, and so on. Okay, so if you recall the video that I did recently about the red and black bees that are used to remove the evil eye, the red eye beans or peas that are used to remove the evil eye. I believe it was the most recent video. So yeah, so it's used for these things. Spiritually, it is also a very cleansing thing. We find from our practices that bad spirits don't like sweetness. They don't like sweet things. They don't like sugary and nice smelling things. From our experience, and Prophet Muhammad ﷺ as well said that in a hadith. He said that evil spirits were like bad smells and good spirits were like good smells. And that is basically mostly the case in the spiritual. There are a few like kind of things and energies that don't conform to this, but it's because of what they are or who they are. Okay, so this sweet root is used mainly for making people sweeter towards the person. So the traditional way of using it in the Levant and in the east of Africa and even in Morocco is to take the root itself, chew a little bit in the mouth until you feel the sweetness. You can swallow the sweetness and then spit it in front of you directly, in front of the person directly. Okay? Or towards the right, or if you want to draw in sweetness, towards the left if you want someone to be sweet towards you, towards the right. If you want yourself to be sweet towards someone, towards the left. It can heal you as well if you have a rough patch with someone, or you don't know how to talk to them in a nice way. Then you can eat this licorice stick and spit it towards the left, and it will help you talk to that person in the right way. Licorice sticks are also very protective against unwanted people and unwanted energies. They are very good for keeping the law and legal things away from you. But they are for things, for example, they can be used in court cases to make the judges favor you. It will be mainly because they feel love for you and they will feel the sweetness of the root. You read the Quran with it. When you read the Quran with it, you read it, the ayahs are pertaining to, for example, if you want it for love, it's mainly a love herb. It's mainly considered a love herb, okay? And all the things that it does are centered around love. Even it has a commanding element to it, which you command people to do what you want. After you chew it, you can ask someone for something and they will most likely give it to you, unless they are not a person. Okay, I think even things that are machines, I think they will respond to it, because these things work on a very far-fetching level and on many levels of energy. But you remember, you have to mention the name of the Most High God, read the Quran with it, read the Bible with it. I would say قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ and Al-Mu'awwidhatayn are enough, the last 3 surahs of the Quran. But if you are well versed, you can choose a specific surah for yourself. For example, if it is for love or marriage or so on, you can go back to the videos and see which ayahs I've used there for these things, okay? But قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ and Al-Mu'awwidhatayn, or Surah قُلْ هُوَ اللَّهُ أَحَدٌ itself, Al-Ikhlas 3 times. And that's it. It's like you've read the whole Quran when you do that. When you read it 3 times, Sayyidina Muhammad ﷺ has said that. You can read the Bible with it. You can read any text that you have from your religion, whatever your religion is. As I said in this channel, and according to our Sufi tradition, we do not discriminate. Everybody is welcome, and everybody has the right to believe what they want to believe and to practice what they believe. without us, imposing anything on anyone or treating anyone differently because of what they are, who they are, where they're from, how they look like, and what skin color they are. These are all things that are from the devil, shaitan, and these are things that we do not practice. So, in the Middle East, traditionally, this root is known as Irg al-Mahabba, or it is known as, in the literal translation in English, is known root of love. Okay? Because it's been used since ages, even before Islam, even before any of these faiths, it's been used. Okay? All around this area, even in the Middle East. Now, you can carry a piece of licorice root in your pocket, right pocket or left pocket, if you want the situation to go in your favor. So you basically break the root into pieces and carry 7 pieces in your pocket. Brew a tea with it and bathe in it to make yourself shine, to make your people listen to you, and for you to fall sweetly on other people's ears without irritating them. They are used for love, in commanding for love as well. If someone is having a tough time with their partner, they can use the licorice root as a tea to bathe with it for 7 days, and then things will improve and get a lot sweeter. If the person just gets this licorice root, which is available in shops, even in the Middle East, it's available in shops, and you just ask for the actual herb. You go to the big markets and you ask for the licorice root. Say that you want to make, there's a very famous ancient Egyptian drink that was made for the pharaohs from the licorice root. It's called ergesus, which is a very nice drink. If you go to Egypt, it's being sold on the streets. Like, they have these big containers that look very interesting. They're so elaborate and dramatic, and sometimes they're adorned with patterns and drawings and like really interesting glyphs and stuff like that. They like kind of have this tea or drink that is called ergesus. It's very nice. It's very soothing, like I said, for the throat and for the stomach. It's very nice for the nerves. It calms the nerves down, like I've mentioned earlier, and it's very beneficial, and it makes people get on, which is very important, especially when people are hot-blooded, like countries in Egypt and Morocco, and these places. They're a bit more difficult to deal with if you know. And it's just very nice, but it's nice, but it's funny, in a way. They're very much more alert than if you go to, for example, to down the Nile Basin, to places like Sudan. If you go to Saudi Arabia, these people are more mellow, a little bit more mellow and calm. But when you go towards the north and in the sea, towards the sea, they're much more energetic. So it's very nice, but it's like a very beneficial drink. So it's an ancient drink, and I believe, if my sources are true, that they have been found in some of the pharaohs' tombs. This drink is specifically, it has a certain recipe, and believe me, it tastes amazing. I've tasted it before. It's delicious. It's been found in the tombs, so it's a lovely thing. And they have a lot of culture associated with it. So if you have someone Egyptian, then they will tell you a lot about it. So in countries that are like Morocco, or in Sudan, or in Saudi Arabia, even in northern parts of Sudan, they do the same things, because it's like they are where the Pharaoh kingdom started, which is Nubia, which is already in the country of Sudan. In a place called Meroe in the north, they have this drink, ergesus. I don't know what it's called in English, but if you do some research online, say licorice drink Egypt, it might bring you the result. So it's a fabulous herb. Okay, so have it with you, carry it with you. It will help you get things resolved, and it will help people listen to you and give you what you want. Although there is one important secret tip here that I will give you to try with it, because that's the only way that it will try after you read the Quran. Well, before you read the Quran with it, or after you read the Quran with it, you have to be nice. If you are aggressive or abrasive when you talk to people, or dismissive of them, or shout at them, or make them feel bad, it will not work for you. That's number one. It's very important with these things for you to take a deep breath in and calm down, and then talk to people nicely. That way you will get whatever you want. If you are harsh with people and the way you talk to people, none of these things will work for you. It's not a harsh, commanding herb. It's a very sweet herb. And that's why it demands of the person to be sweet when they work with it. The other thing is, so never ever scream or shout at anyone when you want it, okay? Don't get heated up when you talk with people when you're carrying it. Talk nicely, respect the herb, okay? Respect the herb. Before you respect anyone, you've got to respect the herb and its spirit. So you got to talk nicely to people, even if it's your own husband, your own wife, your own boyfriend, girlfriend, whoever you talk to, child, brother, sister. Be nice, be sweet, and you'll be surprised. Like, the change in them will be incredible. Okay? It's very powerful. It will make also a husband and wife love each other more. So in many places, this is like a common practice for them to chew it on the night of they get married, or have it as a tea or something like that, or even keep it at home and use it all the time, because it will prevent arguments from happening. Another thing about it as well is that apart from not being harsh when you speak to people, or speaking to people in a nice way, you've got to read the Quran with it, and you've got to ask Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to make it work for you. Don't go to anyone or anything else, or even yourself. If you're clever, you'll ask God. Okay, because God will take responsibility, and then if you really believe in Him and that He can help you, He will make everything okay for you. Okay, and it will really bring out the best of that herb. People can use it without believing in anything. I mean, I don't have any discrimination against people who don't believe in God. It's up to them. But I think that at the end of the day, it's not my job to convert anyone or to make anyone believe in anything. Okay, I think every soul has its journey, and the people who are meant to become Muslim or Christian or whatever, they go in that direction naturally. Okay, and that's the way that we felt. That's why Islam spread everywhere, because it was very fair. If it was tough and harsh, and you'll go to hell and will hit you and beat you and cut your hands off and flog you and whatever and bomb you, it would have never gone anywhere. And you should know this. Okay, anyone with half a brain will understand this point. This is why Sufism is the first thing that spread Islam to everywhere on the planet that it's gone now. Only these days now there are modern things that are politically influenced that make people very harsh and tough. The world is a different place. Okay, so be nice, mention God with it, and number 3, do not ever use it for anything illegal, or to make someone like scam someone, or to steal from someone. If you're not providing a service, you can use it in business, but if you're not providing a service and you give people back what they pay for, don't use it, because it will backfire on you. These herbs are very intelligent. They have a connection to the divine. They have spirits that are very clever connected to them, and everyone who uses them to deceive people will get their karma back. It doesn't matter what you do, you definitely will have to taste the bitterness of the other side of it if you use it for illegal things. So this is a nice, sweet warning for anyone who tries to use it for... I'm sure everyone who's listening is using it for good things, but just in case someone comes by this video and decides, oh, this is cool, I'm going to use it to do this, don't, because it's going to hurt you. You can if you want to, but you'll see. Okay, it's going to teach you a lesson instead of working. Okay, so... that's how it works. Any spirituality, if you use it for bad things and to lie to people and to scam people and so on, it will backfire. There's many cases of voodoo practitioners and Voodoo can be used, for example, we have it a lot in places in Africa that we are connected to, from Morocco, for example, in West Africa. It can be used for, criminals use it, but they always get like these big disasters and calamities happening to them. There's a famous case of someone who was using voodoo, a human, someone who smuggled drugs or humans, I think it was, in the United States, and it's a very famous story. In the end, everyone knows about it to this day. It's part of their history. I don't remember the name, but it was a man who was very very talented, but he used his work to help criminals smuggle drugs and so on. In the end, of course, they got caught, because these things, they have the spirit of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in them, the spirit of God who created them. Like I said, they're medicine. So they were brought here on earth and created to heal, not to deceive, okay? So this is important, okay? So keep that in mind, okay? As long as you're doing a business, you're practicing the business, you're providing people with what they pay for, like something that will create a breakthrough for them, for example, for their whole life and change their lives, then you can charge what your spirits and guides tell you, use the right materials and so on, you'll be fine. But if you just say to someone, I'll do something for you in business, and then take it and with the licorice root, and they agree, and then you take the money and you don't give them anything back, that's very bad, okay? It will create a big problem for the person who does anything like this. Okay, so be careful. Just a word of warning, because I know that there's scammers about and they're pretending to be people and stuff like that. So we love you, but you know, please don't use these, because they will hurt you very badly, okay? That's it about licorice root. Licorice root is amazing. I hope you guys enjoy using it. And you know, you can even make an oil with it, grind it into a powder and put it in some olive oil, and then heat it up a little bit, let the goodness of the herb come out, or put it in a condenser or a water boiler or whatever you want to do. There's also an essential oil of licorice that you can buy, that you can use instead of the sticks, and I believe it is available in many places, including the Middle East. I've had clients recently who couldn't pay for their work because they had, so I'm giving this message out to you guys. If you are, you know, if you are someone who is finding themselves in a tight spot, please feel free to use this free information to help you, okay? Because this channel, I'm doing it specifically for people who cannot afford things and cannot pay for the healing. They cannot pay for like the reading, the work, and for big things. So these are very important teachings that I have in this channel, and they will help resolve your problems, okay? Maybe you won't even need me or need anyone else to help you once you start using the things on the channel, okay? Obviously, we do it in a almost perfect way when we do our work, but also if you listen to these videos carefully and you follow the instructions, you can get big, huge results. Then you won't need anyone, okay? Our aim is to help, okay? It's not to do business or to make people pay for anything. All right, that the rizq and the money, it comes from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and when it comes with a decision, and when it's supposed to go out of our pockets, it goes out, and you know, no one takes it when they pass on. So the only thing that will benefit me probably when I pass on, apart from like helping people in these other ways, but a big benefit will be this channel, because it will help me when I'm a spirit myself, hopefully after a long life. You know, good deeds help you, especially deeds that carry on after you pass. That's why we teach the knowledge that we have. We can't keep it to ourselves. All right, so the licorice root, this is the licorice root for you guys. Any questions, comments, or anything, please ask me in the comments section. Please don't ask me what Quran to read. If you can go to the love rituals and videos to know which ayahs to read, okay? Because I'm a very busy person. I don't have time to, like, you know, reply to everything all the time. If you ask me questions like that, okay, I would like to just say that, because it's easy to find the information if you go through the channel. All right, doesn't mean like I won't reply. I will if I get a chance and you ask a question, but it's easier to find them sometimes in the description because it could take me a couple of days. I love you all very much. I love you all very much. I hold you all very dearly, and may Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala protect you from all harm and bless you with the sweetness in your life that is even better than the sweetness of the licorice root. I love you all very much, and I will see you guys in your next video, inshallah. Bye now.